Before we dive in, I want to give a big thank you to Lori and the team over at Kailu AEI. They reached out after seeing my work and invited me to explore their most advanced model Haluo 02. I was honored by their letter and the opportunity. It really means a lot that they value my creativity. This video has been made using Halus image to video tool, experimenting with different camera angles. IAC even included some extra clips so you can see the variety, some image to video scenes, use instructions, and some run completely on their own. Enjoy, BTT fans. And if you'd like to try it yourself, click my link below to grab your entry credits on the Haluo platform. Can use any image. Thank you again, IAST. Lar EAT for choosing me and believing in my work.
Welcome to Beyond ThaTable. This is where we share the stories that rarely make it past the spa doors. Stories that never reach management meetings. Stories that therapists whisper about in break rooms if they're lucky enough to have one. And today, we're talking about him. A man named Kirkon. And buckle up, because this isn't just messy. It's exhausting. Kirkon, early 40s, always dressed business casual. White shirt, dress pants, leather shoes, hair done just enough to look important, and a smug expression that walks in 10 steps before he does. But here's the kicker. He's got a wife. She's at home in her hijab, properly with the kids, praying for peace in her home, in her family, in her marriage. And Kirkon, he's here, not for peace, but for power. He starts off slow, casual comments. Can you go a little higher? Do you offer extras? Then he goes bolder, asking staff to pinch his nipples during massages. Yes, that is the level of entitlement we're talking about. Now, I know what you are thinking. Why is this man still allowed to book? Welcome to the service industry, darling, where the customer is always right, even when they're a predator. He books when the front desk is brand new, or when the team is overwhelmed, or when we've lost another staff member who couldn't take it anymore. And he knows. He knows the notes might be missed. He knows his name may not trigger alarm bells anymore. He's calculated this isn't his first time. And yes, he's been warned. We've flagged his file. We've documented the behavior. We even charge a harassment penalty, not that it stops him. That fee? It's not a punishment. It's a bandage. A tiny bit of compensation to help the staff breathe after a session like that. You'd think it would make him change. But no. For men like Kirkon, it's just part of the game. He knows what he's doing. He pays in cash or transfer. Because credit card? Oh no, he'll dispute it later. Say he never received the service. Claim fraud. And the banks? Well, let's just say they're not built for massage therapists. He walks in with his shoulders wide, his gaze sharp. He takes photos of our building, threatens us with 1-star reviews, tells us he'll ruin us, and if we don't comply, he gets his boys involved. You ever been blackmailed with Google reviews? That's Tuesday in our industry. You'd think we'd call the police. But what would we even say? He made us uncomfortable. He stared too hard. He suggested something inappropriate. It's not blood on the floor. And so, We make silent reports. We write notes. We whisper warnings between therapists. And we hope that every woman walking to her car at night gets home safely. Kirkon thinks he's powerful, but he's not. He's a grown boy in a cheap suit, playing dirty games with people just trying to do their job. And all because no one wants to rub his area. Sir, go ask your wife, or better yet, hire an escort. They'll actually consent to what you're looking for. This isn't a fantasy parlor. This is work. This is care. This is therapy. We're here to help people not entertain your fetishes. Now, let's talk about the real MVPs. The ones who stay. Shout out to Eva. Brown blonde hair, always polished, always showing up. Trendy, stylish, but don't mistake her looks for softness. She's resilient. To Lily, tall, graceful, toes always done. A whisper of strength in black scrubs. She doesn't need to yell. Her presence says enough. To Tatyana, the muscle, the energy, the boundary in human form. Wears a beyond ThaTable tank like a badge of honor. Red glasses. Red flags spotted from miles away. She doesn't flinch. To Nancy, our front desk queen. Curves, curls and fire. Handles bookings, meltdowns, complaints, and keeps the whole ship afloat in heels. But even the strongest have limits. Even the kindest can burn out. People love this work. But people like Kirkon, they drain the soul out of it. So why don't teams last? It's not the hours, not the tips, not the physical strain. It's the emotional weight of dodging men like this, shift after shift. And somewhere, his wife is home, on her prayer mat, asking for guidance, never knowing what her husband is doing. To other women, to other businesses, to the community. Let's be clear, this is harassment. And it doesn't belong at the front desk. It belongs behind bars. A message to clients everywhere. Respect your service providers. We don't need your money. We need your humanity. Thanks for joining us on Beyond ThaTable. Tag a Nancy. Share with a Tatyana. Support your local spa. And ask yourself, are you a Kirkon or are you an ally?
Bye-bye.
Okay, real talk BTT fam, this episode, it was a lot. But let's be honest, this kind of story isn't unique to one industry. It plays out in massage rooms, in classrooms, in hospitals, squad cars, dispatch centers, beauty salons, and firehouses. Just different uniforms, same disrespect. We share these scenes not for pity, but for awareness. So before anyone says, why don't they just quit? Or, I already knew this stuff happened. Or worse, why even work in that industry then? Take a breath. Because the truth is, it happens everywhere. To the nurse checking your vitals. To the teacher helping your child. To the dispatcher answering your emergency call. And yet, we keep showing up. Not because it's easy, but because we care. Some of us became strong at work so we could be stronger at home. Some of us were already fighting silent battles in our personal lives, and this job became the one place we could shine. So if you're in these industries, don't let the Kirkons of the world dim your light. Be the voice for those who can't always speak up. And if you're watching from the outside, listen with empathy. And if by chance you are a Kirkon, let this be your moment to stop. You're not clever. You're not powerful. You're just exhausting. The wife, the house, the kids, the job, none of it hides what's really underneath. But we won't let people like you ruin what we love. Because we don't just show up for sunny days. We hold it down during the storms too. We hope this episode didn't just entertain you. We hope it made you pause, reflect, and maybe even shift your perspective. Because this is what it really means to deal with the public. To serve, even when it hurts. So please, respect your service providers. Support your local spots. Leave thoughtful Google reviews. And if something goes wrong, reach out directly with grace. No one is forced to stay in any job or tolerate abusive clients. But sometimes we freeze. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes we laugh it off in disbelief. But most of all, we learn. And we keep going for the unicorns that make it all worth it. Because hurt people. And healed people? Well, we try not to punch them in the face, but we're not saying the thought doesn't cross our minds. We see it all. We've signed up for the hard parts too. And just like apples, humans come in all kinds. So if you felt this episode, share it. Tag your local spa. Tag your Nancy. Share it with your Tatyana. Support your Eva. And remind the world, this work matters, and so do we.